Jacks, whose pursuit of a tournament title begins today. Kerry Sitton, Toby Martinez, and Jade Durham, the familiar names who will be our officiating crew here today.
Well, look for both these bowl clubs to play tough half-court man-to-man defense. Stephen F. Austin, known as one of the premier defensive teams in the country. How about Walkup? They clear.
Wearing the purple and white does so well pursuing the loose ball.
Well, Holyfield went a long way to get that one. Good hands in the retrieval.
10 to shoot. Here's Holyfield. That's within his range. A 40% three-point shooter from beyond the arc. Third time the charm for
Floyd. Let your teammates get down there, get settled. There was nobody there for the rebound if he had taken the quick shot.
You asked Brad Underwood yesterday how he handled all this time off with the double bye. You wondered if there'd be rust. No signs of it as SFA got off to a 9-0 start in this ballgame.
Well, it really is just 6 days off, but that's a long time in a basketball.
7 of the Huskies 9 here in the early get-go.
You can see Stephen F. Austin moves the ball so well, keeps the floor balanced, gives their players opportunities to go one-on-one, just as Walkup. And he just kind of tipped it out, trying to get one of his teammates to get a long ball.
Walkup able to find the angle off the glass. Well, second. This was a Huskies team that, when you looked and spoke to coaches and SIDs, much lower expectations. They were preseason picked 9th. Of course, in this league, that means you're not coming to Katy. Well, they didn't have to come to Katy until a day later after getting a day off. In scoring discrepancy this year, their average margin is plus 17 against their opponent this season. Michigan State is a fraction better. Floyd.
Well, Floyd's got that quick release coming off of those screens. He can hurt you driving off of the pick or jumping up and shooting over it.
This is already essentially a 5-point possession for Stephen F. Austin. The three-pointer from Floyd, the 2 technical free throws, and another chance for second chance points here. Floyd with a closer look. Sure enough, he had
turnovers in a game this physical. That's very, very impressive.
SFA only had 2 conference games in which they scored in excess of 90 points. 97 was their highest tally against Abilene Christian earlier this year, back in January.
Well, you just watch Stephen F. Austin. They make their cuts off these screens at the high post. Just beautiful.
His name is Demetrius.
I like his style. Very confident. He wants the basketball.
I believe he's 4 for 4 from beyond the three-point line.
Balances up so well. Shooter's touch right there.
The floor also made both of his field goals, or I should say free throws. A little over 20 minutes of action.
SFA's season high is 97 against Abilene Christian back on January 16th.
Charles straight away. Underneath. And an entanglement sends Gaffar to the floor.
To 6 in the points off turnover category.
Thomas Walkup remains on the bench. Any predictions whether we will see number 0 on the floor again tonight?
I don't think you'll see him at all, and certainly there goes Hill.
You have a feeling there's a handful of Islanders fans and Bearcats fans that are rooting for the Huskies in this one, and
well,
if they're filing into the arena, you may hear a few of them whisper, "Oh shoot!" The 8th that made their way here to Katy, Texas. But while all of them have improved and made big strides from a year ago, Stephen F. Austin still was not content with simply how last year ended.
Going down, smart offensive play, and then not so smart offensive play by Holyfield.
As a freshman, Ty Charles, number 4. Stephen F. Austin again went to the NCAA tournament last year. They beat Sam Houston State in this championship game. Short.
For a jump shot, they're not going to let you get all the way to the rim.
Shaheem Ransom committed the offensive foul. Ransom's been battling a bad ankle that he hurt in the meeting between these.
They can to disrupt you offensively, to keep you really from the flow of your offense.
Cameron back to Pinckney. Parker faces up. Push down Holyfield. Playing on. Pinckney open. Passed up the shot. The jumper from Cameron. A three off the back rim. Loose ball in the lane. 19. He had 5 threes in that game.
Yeah, 5 for 7. He got a feel. His teammates found him late in the game, and he was able to really carry a poor shooting night for the Bearcats and carry them through offensively.
Cameron threads the pass. Charles. Bobby King facing up. He has the height advantage there and uses it and drops that one in. ESPN.
Nick Moore's been playing exceptionally well for SMU Mustangs.
Player of the year.
Yes, he was.
And a team that I think a lot of us were shocked when they didn't make the tournament last year. Looking pretty good right now this year, SMU. Walk up, driving, and scoring this year's Burbs of Houston. Tied up at 13. The Lumberjacks ball. Brought up by the Conference Player of the Year, junior Thomas Walkup, who's from Pasadena, Texas, on the east side of town. Charles threads a pass, and an and one for Thomas Walkup. F. Austin and the basketball brought up by the junior Trey Pinckney, who is from right here in Katy, Texas. Seven Lakes High School. He played on this floor in high school, a lot of it against Katy High School, which is right next door here.
Now, I would imagine that Coach Underwood is eventually going to have Pinckney play in that pinch post where you see Parker playing to really attack.
Parker. Three. In and out for Parker. ESPN. Presented by Volkswagen TDI.
You know, Mark, I wouldn't say I hated Christian Laettner. More of I respected his gangster, you know, once he was on the court.
That's a three. Cameron short.
You see great ball movement with Stephen F. Austin, keeping the ball moving from side to side, making the defense shift, and then cutting basketball.
That's a three. He's just a 21% three-point shoot. Side, yes. Sam Houston State now 7 of 19 from the field. They're to about 35%. Bearcats had the big rebounding edge early in the game, but that has narrowed to 14-11 in favor of the Bearcats. Underneath, he's hurt. Bearcats back within one.
Bearcats have been able to use their exceptional foot speed and that quick first step to get to the rim repeatedly on the Lumberjacks.
Pinckney looking for Parker. Does feed him. And he's fouled underneath, going up with a shot.
One of the things that Stephen F. Austin wants to do is score in the first 7 seconds of the shot clock. If they can't get that, they're going to basically wait, cut, pass, try to get the shot that they want.
Parker right back out. Jared Johnson, a three is short. Outlet
in that half-court trap, and they don't do a lot of full-court pressure. They will keep it mostly contained in that half-court, trying to keep you out of your offense.
Screen set up top by Clayton.
I'd really like to see Parker down in that block where he's so effective.
With that shot clock down to 7. Walk up, puts up a jumper, that's a 2. Parker going for the rebound along with Walkup and expecting a lob to McKinney. Well, that shot was just that short.
Want to get.
Wow, what a pass by Ty Charles. 10 straight times to Stephen F. Austin. The last time they beat them was in the 2011 Southland tournament in the semifinals.
Stephen F. Austin is 50-1 when they had the lead at half, and that's because the way they play, sharing the basketball, being so efficient offensively, it's hard to catch up on them.
Cameron this time on the.
Parker's got a mismatch down on the block.
Parker.
Christie, they haven't thus far, shooting only 1 for 10 from the three-point line in this game.
Bearcats really were in trouble in that game last night in the semifinal to the Islanders, but were able to come back and win by 3.
The last part of the game was the only part that they led, and that's the only time you need to lead.
Pinckney, swatted away by Holyfield, but right there was Jacob Parker. 14-point edge for the Lumberjacks.
And Holyfield on Pinckney again. Get him to play free safety.
Wade with the handoff to Cameron. Shot clock slips under 10. Pinckney's going to take it. He hit a 3 earlier, just a tad long with that one. Parker.
Well, Cantwell's never met a three-point opportunity he didn't like, and he put that one up rather quickly.
SFA leads the all-time series 17-1, including winners of their last 9.
That was a great job by Gaffar. Well, Creighton hit 2 yesterday. Good start for him today. That should be a confidence builder indeed.
And Meach Floyd trying to find his second three-pointer of the ball game. Again, another offensive rebound here early on for SFA.
This SFA team is not bashful about taking the three-point shots. Well, look at there. Holyfield jumps out.
Young man out of Houston. Pinckney lobs it in, and there's Bain. Probably could have argued for goaltending in the rim.
3 Bearcats turnovers. Pinckney backs up. Really giving Pinckney a lot of room out there. Cameron. Trying to feed that right block.
And they're doing it rebounding, one of their strengths. Average 40 rebounds a game. That's 3rd in the country. So really attacking the glass today and taking advantage of that size and strength.
Johnson and Ransom bodied up, but they leave Parker open for a long.
Mark, Sam Houston State averages a little under 29 points per game from their bench. Only 4. Bench has to step up. Big game. You got to have that production from those X factors.
3 left side, short from Parker.
Second half century off to a great start. It was a 10-3 run for SFA before those free throws by the Huskies. Walk up with a dozen, make it 14 for the senior.
That?
Lumberjacks able to haul it in.
Holyfield's doing a very good job of going after those long rebounds. That's enabling him to get some big totals here early this afternoon.
One-on-one, and the reach-in will lead to the double bonus.
They pick up the pressure. Token full court. They walk up into the front court with the pass to Pinckney.
Walkup has a size advantage down the block. Bearcats are switching everything right now.
Parker faces up. Walk up, trying to back down his defender, Williams, and that's an open look. Cameron.
You know, you look at the defense of the Lumberjacks from the three-point line. Sam Houston State's only 1 for 10. Last night they were 7 for 25. And the Bearcats make 7.5 threes per game, so they're doing a good job of protecting that three-point line.
Walk up. The short.
Of all the players in the country in Division I, 351 programs, each with about 15 on their roster. He's number 3 in the nation in free throws.
Well, he just has a knack for drawing the foul, and he always takes it hard to the basket. That will get you to that strike.
Ty Charlson.
That's what happened to Lasher right there.
This was an 82-54 victory the last time these two teams met. That was in Nacogdoches. They met earlier in the year, a closer affair in Houston. A 6-point ball game, as Jim Haller noted earlier. And an excellent job
on the year.
Had limited opportunities at the free throw line, though. Was 17 of 20 coming into today. Split that pair. Floyd goes hard to the rack.
Oh, he's looking on from across the court.
Officials came together and confirmed it was, in fact, Stephen F. Austin basketball. Well, all of this most recently with Thomas Walkup getting a breather on the bench. They'll appreciate that in the second half.
Well, watch how Stephen F. Austin just keeps moving players off of those picks at the high post.
Meach. C.J. Williams is back in the ball game for the Lumberjacks, standing at the free throw line right now, trying to give them some size in the post. He sucked in a couple defenders, allowed Walkup to go straight off the glass.
Farr just jumped into that passing lane. He was dropped off in the paint, and that's turnover number 15. But believe it or not, SFA, 94 points and only 3 turnovers. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Nathan Bain is in the ballgame for the first time today for Stephen F. Austin. He's at the top of the key right now, cutting towards the baseline. The young man out of the Bahamas, just a true freshman. Row. Now, mind you, the women of Stephen F. Austin were on this floor moments ago, falling in an upset to Sam Houston State. So the folks from Nacogdoches able to stick around. TJ Holyfield.
The outside jumper, but I'm going to drive the basketball to the rim on the 6'11" guy.
Yeah, and that was a little bit of respect. The players like, look, if you're not going to guard me, I'm going to go at you, but a little uncharacteristic of Pinckney.
Walk-up lane play came to Texas A&M Corpus Christi, a team knocked out last night by Sam Houston in the semi. Walk-up, all alone, Pinckney passed up for 3 this time. Parker doesn't. Team foul number 5 of the half against Sam Houston State.
Right now, the Bearcats have their small lineup in.
Can't stop Walkup there.
It really is. Once the whistle blows, you really go on adrenaline. But, yeah, he's playing with a lot of guts and moxie.